The master said, "A teller and not a maker, one that trusts and loves the past. I might liken myself to our old Peng." Footnote 64. We should be glad to know more of old Peng, but nothing is known of him. The master said, "To think things over in silence, to learn and be always hungry, to teach and never weary. Is any of these mine?" The master said, "Not making the most of my mind, want of thoroughness in learning, failure to do the right when told it, lack of strength to overcome faults. These are my sorrows." In his free moments, the master was easy and cheerful. The master said, "How deep is my decay? It is long since I saw the Duke of Zhou in a dream." Footnote 65. Died 1105 BC. He was the younger brother of King Wu, the founder of the Zhou dynasty, as great in peace as the king in war. He was so bent on carrying out the old principles of government that if anything did not tally with them, he looked up and thought till day passed into night. And if by luck he found the answer, he sat and waited for the dawn. Mencius, Book the 8th, Chapter 20. The master said, "Keep thy will on the way, lean on mind, rest in love, move in art." The master said, "From the man that paid in dried meat upwards, I have withheld teaching from no one." The master said, "Only to those fumbling do I open, only for those stammering do I find the word. If I lift one corner and the other three are left unturned, I say no more." When eating beside a mourner, the master never ate his fill. On days when he had been wailing, he did not sing. The master said to Yen Yuan, "To go forward when in office and lie quiet when not. Only I and thou can do that." Tzu Lu said, "If ye had to lead 3 armies, sir, whom would ye have with you?" "No man," said the master, "that would face a tiger bare-fisted, or plunge into a river and die without a qualm. But one indeed who, fearing what may come, lays his plans well and carries them through." The master said, "If shouldering a whip were a sure road to riches, I should turn carter. But since there is no sure road, I tread the path I love." The master gave heed to abstinence, war, and sickness. When he was in Qi for 3 months after hearing the Shao played, the master knew not the taste of flesh. "I did not suppose," he said, "that music could reach such heights." Jian Yu said, "Is the master for the Lord of Wei?" "I shall ask him," said Zukong. He went in and said, "What kind of men were Po Yi and Shu Chai?" "Worthy men of yore," said the master. "Did they rue the past? They sought love and found it. What had they to rue?" Zukong went out and said, "The master is not for him." Footnote 66. The grandson of Duke Ling, the husband of Nansu. His father had been driven from the country for plotting to kill Nansu. When Duke Ling died, he was succeeded by his grandson, who opposed by force his father's attempts to seize the throne. Footnote 67. See Book 5, Section 22. The master said, "Eating coarse rice and drinking water with bent arm for pillow, we may be merry, but ill-gotten wealth and honors are to me a wandering cloud." The master said, "Given a few more years, making 50 for learning the Yi, I might be freed from gross faults." Footnote 68. An abstruse ancient classic usually called the Book of Changes. The master liked to talk of poetry, history, and the upkeep of courtesy. Of all these he liked to talk. The Duke of Xi asked Tzu Lu about Confucius. Tzu Lu did not answer. The master said, "Why didst thou not say, 'He is a man that forgets to eat in his eagerness, whose sorrows are forgotten in gladness, who knows not that age draws near'?" The master said, "I was not born to wisdom. I loved the past and sought it earnestly there." The master never talked of goblins, strength, disorder, or spirits. The master said, "Walking 3 together, I am sure of teachers. I pick out the good and follow it. I see the bad and shun it." The master said, "Heaven begat the mind in me. What can Huan Tui do to me?" Footnote 69. In 495 BC, during Confucius's wanderings, Huan Tui sent a band of men to kill him, but why he did so is not known. The master said, "My 2-3 boys, do ye think I hide things? I hide nothing from you. I am a man that keeps none of his doings from his 2-3 boys." The master taught 4 things: art, conduct, faithfulness, and truth. The master said, "A holy man I shall not live to see. Enough could I find a gentleman. A good man I shall not live to see. Enough could I find a steadfast one. But when nothing poses as something, cloud as substance, and want as riches, it is hard indeed to be steadfast." The master angled, but he did not fish with a net. He shot, but not at birds sitting. The master said, "There may be men that do things without knowing why. I do not. To hear much, pick out the good and follow it. To see much and think it over, this comes next to wisdom." To talk to the Who village was hard. When a lad was seen by the master, the disciples doubted. The master said, "I allow his coming, not what he does later. Why be so harsh? If a man cleans himself to come in, I admit his cleanness, but do not warrant his past." The master said, "Is love so far a thing? I long for love, and lo, love is come." A judge of Chen asked whether Duke Chao 70 knew good form. Confucius answered, he knew good form. After Confucius had left, the judge beckoned Wu Ma Chi 71 to him and said, "I had heard that gentlemen are of no party, but do they too take sides?" This lord married a Wu, whose name was the same as his, and called her Miss Tzu of Wu. If he knew good form, who does not know good form? When Wu Ma Chi told the master this, he said, "How lucky I am. If I go wrong, men are sure to know it." Footnote 70. Duke Chao of Lu plus 510 BC was the duke that first employed Confucius. It is against Chinese custom for a man to marry a girl whose surname is the same as his. Footnote 71. A disciple of Confucius. When anyone sang to the master and sang well, he made him sing it again and joined in. The master said, "I have no more reading than others. To live as a gentleman is not yet mine." The master said, "How dare I lay claim to holiness or love? A man of endless craving who never tires of teaching I might be called, but that is all. That is just what we disciples cannot learn," said Kung Si Hua. When the master was very ill, Tsulu asked leave to pray. "Is it done?" said the master. "It is," answered Tsulu. "The memorials say, pray to the spirits above and to the earth below." The master said, "Long-lasting has my prayer been." The master said, "Waste makes men unruly. Thrift makes them mean, but they are better mean than unruly." The master said, "A gentleman is calm and spacious. The small man is always fretting." The master's manner was warm yet dignified. He was stern but not fierce, humble yet easy. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe for more excellent content.